feel like you bounced back on the winners list in the right way?
Yeah, a couple of things we went in the week working on in terms of trying to make us better at this time of the year, just reinforce those things. For most of the part, our game has been in good shape. You know, we lost to Gold Coast by a goal and Freo by a point. So most of the things we've been doing, we've been quite comfortable with. There's just a couple of, like this time of year, you just want to make, you know, small gains if you like. And we went to work on one in particular was the way we connected inside 50. And credit to our coaches. Our players are so lucky. We've got an amazing, you know, coaching staff, and Skipworth and Selwood and Roughhead and Boyd, and they just get to work. We connected inside 50 50% of the time we went in today, and we were 30-something last week. So those gains are ones that we hope that come with us through the learnings. So in terms of the question, yeah, I think we'd be happy with the things we went into the week trying to get better at.
What about Nick's performance? Obviously, you know, there's only so much you can say. But
yeah, did I hear right that it was the highest rated game of any player this year?
Possibly.
That's what I heard, and considering Jezza kicked a bucketful last night, that's pretty high praise, isn't it? Metres gained, scoreboard impact, efficient, whatever the measure is. It's to be the most of anyone in the competition this year says a lot about his performance today.
You're using him obviously off half back and flipping him around a bit. Do you think it's working?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. It's 2 weeks in a row he's been able to create off half back in moments, and then still not lose that, you know, dynamic stuff around the ball, and then even moving deep forward. So that's a year full of planning somewhat, and then, you know, finding out what the game needs and what we need. And he's not alone. We've been doing that behind the scenes for week after week, and then seeing what it looks like for our best and maybe some growth. We're pleased with that.
What's the early feel with Lockie Sullivan fly?
It's a PCL, Josh. It's scans will determine how long. We'll just wait and see on that before making too many comments around it. But unfortunately for the young laddie, he sort of had an impact into the ground which caused the PCL.
It looked nasty, like it was a push in the back, but you're fearing that he might not return this year, given
that could be a reality, but we won't know until the scan. You know, there's a big range of what that could look like, so we'll know pretty early. You know, probably tomorrow, I would have thought.
What were your thoughts on yesterday's game? Everyone's interested in Bobby and Geordie coming back last night.
Yeah, I'm really pleased that both of them got through 70% of the game. That was the target of the 4 quarters, and I only watched it from TV, but there was just moments. There was moments of Bobby doing his thing, and the same with Geordie, and it was just pleasing. They've had, I don't know, Geordie's missed 15 weeks and Bobby missed 4 or 5. It's important to get out there and just get some cobwebs out, but the game time was the big one. So we'll without going in too much further with it, we'll just have to wait and see how they pull up. I haven't seen them yet, how they pull up, and then getting some training loads into those. But it's a good step forward.
What's your plan with Geordie Fly? Are you committed to maybe another one at VFL level just to bring him?
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. We'll wait and see. Again, it's about continuous training now, and having missed so much footy. We'll wait and see. I just don't want to sort of make a big statement around it, but I did like some of the stuff we saw, and he's a handy player to get back this time of year, isn't he?
What was the Pendlebury issue?
He got a knock at training, and didn't think much of it, but pulled up pretty sore the next day. And then so he come in and got some treatment, and it just didn't improve it enough. And a guy like him that knows his body like no one else just come to me and says, I'm not sure I've got 100% here, and I'm not sure if I'm improving quick enough. And then allowed us to do some potential things that allowed to get ready for next week. So we tried to give it right up to the line, just didn't quite get there.
Darcy Moore apparently mentioned on Fox you're going through a bit of a heavy training phase.
Yep.
That's real. Right?
That's real. Yeah, we because we got a 6-day break into a 5-day break, and Jared Wade, who I rate the best I've ever worked with, we won't train much in that 6 days and 5 days. So the last 2 to 3 weeks we've been training hard, and we've been doing stuff that we think that'll stack up, later. It is what it is.
Just on that, do you think that might have contributed to your losses against Gold Coast and Fremantle?
No, it didn't contribute to us not connecting inside 50. No, no, I'll never make excuses as a coach. That's just part of what we have to do to be the team we want to be, and hopefully again that serves us later on. Time will tell.
So much focus on Tom Mitchell. He's got back in. How do you assess him today?
I like some of Tom's get in and get underneath and get the ball out for Nick and Josh and others. That's what we need him to do, first possession. I watched the tape to have a deeper dive into it. It looked like he had great composure in the game at times. That's where his experience is so pivotal for us against a team. Actually, we haven't talked much about Richmond. I wouldn't mind just digressing for a bit. That's first time we get to play them around 20, and they've got some really talented young players. I think having been at Richmond and loved my time there, there's some excitement there. I think that the Tigers faithful will be pretty happy with what's coming through with their Vlosten and Broad still playing as good as they've ever played. I think Vlosten had 17 intercept possessions. And then they've got these young kids that are just popping up, taking hangers, kicking goals from the boundary line. They're doing a good job there.
Do you want to go back as development coach at Richmond?
Yeah, they must have a good development coach. I never coach those guys.
Just on Dan Houston, seemed to work his way into the game later today. What have you made of his progression?
Yeah, I was asked this pre-game, Pete, and we'd seen some structural growth in him and just before I go down, probably 2 to 3 weeks of little things like he puts himself in a position to be able to kick goals on the run. He doesn't miss too many of those, and we want the ball in his hand more. So some of that's patterning, some of that's getting the ball to him. I think he's going forward. I think if you watch him close enough, he's heading towards a player that I think could have significant impact for the rest of the year.
Just on that side, umpiring decisions, but that Mark Steely Green or that free kick that he got awarded when Perryman seen, what did you make of that? Yeah.
Replay sort of showed my... this is the one when Perryman has his eyes for the ball? Yeah, I thought he had eyes for the ball. Would have been a great mark. I didn't think he disrupted, but that's just what my eyes saw. Can't say much more, can I?
Just on the midfield mix, how are you going to fit them all in?
Can't.
You can't?
No, they won't all play, barring injury and illness. No, that's real. Might be sub or other things, but it's too early. There's still 4 or 5 games to go, isn't there? It's going to be a level of what's needed. I think we're in a qualifying phase still. I kept saying it to the players, let's stay here. And everyone wants to take us further and forecast and ladder predict. We can't live in that space. There's too much goes on. Like you're predicting umpiring decisions. Like, come on, let's just stay here. But I doubt whether they can all fit in for the mix because we have roles. But there could be a spillover. Time will tell.
Have you adjusted your messaging at all? I think since you did get that 14 wins, which was obviously what you needed to qualify, obviously back-to-back losses. That's
a very good assumption to you, and it's very real. It is. We did. We went a little bit sideways for a period for a couple of weeks, just around setting goals for ourselves, and our group they just love chasing something. So we did put something in front of them again, and there's top 4 is something we want to qualify for, and we feel like that we're close to that. We're not there yet, but good assumption. Well done.
Where do you feel like your game is overall? Obviously, you've got a big test in the last month of the season, heading into finals.
Still number 1 points against, I think.
Yep.
57 today. We've only lost 1 game in recent time when the team's kicked more than 68, 69 points, and we lost by a point. So I think no, that was the last week. They kicked a bit more than that. But against Gold Coast, we kept them under a certain amount, and we didn't quite get there. But no, the reality is we're defending the ground well. We are, and Richmond played a way today that sort of allowed us at times to defend better because they got a lot of numbers back, and it's hard to score. That credit to them. They get a lot of numbers. If you watch the game back, put a screenshot there, have a look how many players are in there. Some of that's on us equalising, but some of it's their good defence and system. But it's hard for them to transition. But again, they're doing that quite well by foot. So credit to their coaching. I think we're defending the ground really well. Our pressure was what it needed to be today, and keeping teams to low scores, which will serve us well. Come the right time.
You've been talking a bit this year about exposing some new faces. You're running out of time a little bit with Oscar Steen, but he played really well again last night. Would you look at that, given where you sit on the ladder and Darcy Cameron, the load he's carried this year?
Not sure. Straight answer, not sure. We're managing our players as good as I think we've ever done in my time, and it doesn't mean they miss. Some of them just don't have the... we have subs. We have Nick a couple of weeks ago didn't train. we're managing Darcy's time on ground to some degree. We're managing Darcy at training. Mason played a couple of games to help manage Darcy in game. Time will tell on whether he needs more than that Darcy. Right now his body looks great and he's performing really well, so he doesn't sort of expressing like he needs a break, so there's no plan for that at the moment.
Just going back to Nick Daicos, probably a bit of talk in the first half of the season. He wasn't finishing in front of goal the way he had in the past. Has that been a focus of his in recent weeks?
I didn't hear that. I'm not sure if that's a narrative. You're sort of picking holes in a player that's. Yeah, it's hard to find little things. I suppose that's what we do. Is it? We look for ways to bring the best of people down. It's not where we live.
Tim Membry, he really looks like he's enjoying his footy at the moment.
Yeah, we're really wrapped for Tim. He's new father of 3, first game he's played as a father of 3, and he just adds so much to us. Like his way he presents and the way he sets the field up, brings the ball to ground and finishes his work, and he's much loved internally, and we're really pleased for him that he just comes in and he makes us better. Really pleased the way he's playing for us right now. Yeah.